Hey, how's it going, Tammy? You guys staying alive out there?
We sure are. We're doing just fine.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Because the weather's kind of yucky these days.
It was way worse last night. Tonight's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's just kind of yuck tonight.
Yeah.
A little bit of sun, too, coming through. That was nice. That was really nice.
Yeah, I saw
So,
a little peeking of the sun, and I thought...
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a little peeking of the sun today, and I thought maybe we would get lucky this evening with having no moisture, but it's okay. We have tents.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's supposed to be raining on and off for a while, so... I don't know why I listen to the weather report. It's not like I'm ever going to go outside. Easy now. All right. So, for every Sunday, I got a little something written up. If you got time, I'd like to read it.
Of course, go for it.
All right. Among J6ers, there's no shortage of anecdotes about the kind of treatment we and our friends and family receive while we rot in jail. Friends, family, colleagues, and even townspeople fear losing their jobs, clients, wages, connections, relationships, and in some instances can even be kicked out of their church. And because this has happened to some, it's reasonable to expect it to happen to others. So prudence is the order of the day. If you're lucky enough to escape the sadistic wrath of the sociopathic media outing you, you get to vet who you can trust to come out about your situation. And no matter how many people take your side, it's always surprising to see how many decide to turn their backs. Among that group of people who want nothing to do with you, there are two types. One type are the principled leftists, you know, the people who call you seditionists or terrorists and think whatever you get, it isn't enough. There's a second group, though. That group of people sympathize with J6ers, but also don't want to call attention to themselves. This group makes no public or private show of support. They see what we endure, and they aren't in for the deluxe J6er experience. They don't want to be doxxed by the media, be violently assaulted by activists. They don't want to be fired or canceled for wrong things. They have families of their own, after all. So why should one opinionated family member bring all that kind of chaos down on everyone else? It isn't responsible. Important soccer game to drive the kids to or another big piano recital. Not to mention all the bills. Who in their right mind wants to add the threat of an FBI raid on their homes? You've seen the videos. You've heard the stories. The feds have no problem pointing their rifles at innocent women and helpless children. No one in their right mind would do this to their own family, right? That's why it's hard to call these timid supporters cowards. Though if you think about it, this fits the definition of the word. They in fact give into fear. But it all seems a bit too strong an epithet, a little too judgmental. But it's also fairly obvious that compared to the sympathizer who does support, or even compared to the committed leftists, this group of unsupported sympathizers come across as the least committed. Maybe because they have so many pragmatic concerns, we can't label them as cowards. But they are also nowhere near the mantle of hero. Heroes is what you call those who both sympathize and support the J6ers. Think about it. These people face the same fears, the same threats, and they still launch themselves head first into the fray. Whereas one group chooses to stay on the sidelines out of an abundance of caution, the other group braves the slings and arrows come what may. They do it because they sympathize, of course, but they also do it because their highest loyalty isn't to their image or reputation, but to their principles. Liberty, the Republic, the Constitution, America. The vocal supporters have what's known as hero virtue, is courage under fire, a refusal to back down under the petty threats of pathetic tyrants. If you're one of these people, you may think that what you're doing has barely any effect at all. A social media post here, a $5 donation there, a letter, attending a vigil in the rain. But from where we stand here in the D.C. Gulag, these are actions which redeem America. Let me tell you, it's really easy. When you're choking down a tray of ice-cold oatmeal locked away from your family, watching the world carry on from the 2-inch slot that serves as your window, it's easy in that moment to despair and really doubt your life choices, but also really doubt America. How can this country be okay with the wholesale rounding up of thousands of citizens, the mass surveillance of political speech, programs to target pro-lifers in Christian churches? Why are so many people taking this lying down? The supporters collect down by when Americans are aware and they don't approve of what Biden is trying to do to our society and our rule of law. You supporters give hope to the hopeless and courage to everyone else still sitting on the sidelines. Look, with all due deference to the timid supporter and his moral calculus, no one is saying you have to festoon your home with Proud Boy flags or put a bunch of anti-Biden lawn signs down. You're allowed to be subtle in your support. Now you do it is ultimately up to you. One thing we all must be aware of, however, is the fact that cowardice tends to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you choose not to take a stand for your children's sake, it's your business. But by not taking a stand today, you're protecting them. You're ensuring that they will have to grapple with the same situation or worse in their own time. What feels like prudence or timidity today will only compound the magnitude of the nightmare you and your family will be faced with tomorrow. Something to think about. It's time to sideline indifference. And that's it.
All right. Woo! Well, we love it because we feel the same way. It is time for a lot more people to get a lot more uncomfortable now versus much later when they have nothing left.
Right.
You know what, that was really amazing, and you really touched a lot of people by it, and thanks for sharing that. That is a very similar message, like Tammy said, that we do try to really get out there, but Guy says to me all the time, that, Nicole, this is our duty, and this is what we have to do right now because there's no going back. And,
You're right.
And so he's serving his time with as much, with as much dignity as he can, and I know that many of you are. And, just if everyone could just get a bit stronger. And, we do see it. We do see people getting more and more strong, and because of statements like you're making, too. Yes.
Right. So I was strongly motivated by the example. I was inspired, I should say, motivated, but I was inspired by the example of you guys at the vigil and the people who write in the letters and all the people making donations, both publicly and privately, that these people, they really deserve like a hand. And so I wanted to write something that basically said, okay, this guy who's making the choice not to because he's afraid, of a FBI raid or whatever. That's one thing. But you guys are the heroes in this situation, and you really are redeeming America by showing that Americans aren't the type of people that take this kind of thing lying down. And that term redemption refers to, this process of taking something and giving yourself to it, right? So you give yourself to that cause, and that gives the thing that you sacrifice for a kind of value. And we need a lot more Americans like that, but I mean, it's wonderful that you guys are there.
Well, we thank you, and we appreciate that so much. We really are here for you guys, and we don't ever want you to feel forgotten or left behind in any way. So that's why we do what we do. It's all for you guys.
Yeah, and we all appreciate it. I just want to give you guys like a big thumbs up and thank you very much from inside this place, and hopefully kind of promote this whole idea of spreading support and love for everyone who's going through stuff like this. I mean, just had like a bunch of pro-lifers get sentenced. the Biden administration has made it very clear that there's no shortage of space on this carnival ride. And it doesn't matter how tall you are, everyone can ride it. So we have to be ready for him to promote it to even wider audiences, because that's really the only direction that area like this goes until some people stand up and shut it down.
Right. Yeah, I mean, people don't want to become uncomfortable, and they don't realize that it's coming for them.
Right. Exactly.
They can sit and be complacent all they want, but it will come for them too eventually.
Yeah, it's that old expression first that came for the socialist, because I wasn't a socialist or whatever and all that, and then they came for me, and there was no one to speak up for me because I didn't speak up for them. And this is not something that's purely political. Yeah, we're political prisoners. We have certain ideas about certain things that happen, and we have ideas about how America should be run, but no one should be comfortable with this. Or no one should be comfortable with this, because it's a template for pushing us all down.
Right.
It really is. Yeah, and I think there are a lot of leftists who are looking at this and think, wow, so now I go to jail if I'm in a protest and someone puts OC spray on my face and I back away and trick over something, or there's a lot of random occurrences in those crowds that were turned into serious crime that were never ever charged before. So it just got a lot more costly to protest in America, and I don't think your committed leftists should be on board with that kind of control over how we can speak or when or where we can speak. Yes, because it is an attack on the First Amendment. I'm sorry, you probably don't know this, but Mario's here with me. He's not Mike, but he's nodding in support.
Well, hello, Mario.
Hey, Mario.
Oh, hi. Mario's asking how good.
Oh, good.
Gotta watch that nodding in support.
That's right. Nodding in support is always a plus, right?
It's a
It's
conspiracy
Oh,
an
yeah.
immediate
Don't
audience.
nod in support if you don't want to catch a conspiracy charge. Don't look at him while he's nodding. No winks or meeting of the eyes.
Yeah. Don't give anyone a sidelong glance either. That could be construed as threatening behavior.
Correct.
Yeah.
No.
No, and I know our government has made it clear when we sit in these trials, our government's made it clear that they will come after you with everything they have if you dare to speak against the current regime. So, when you were talking about Americans being uncomfortable and not wanting to put themselves in the crosshairs of the federal government, although, we do understand the dilemma, but we also have to understand, like you said, there is power in numbers, and American citizens need to remember that. And
you have 1 minute remaining.
And do their best to be brave. And we appreciate your kind words out here. And we do have a dedicated group of people that give 2.5 hours of their night every night, and live streamers that watch us
every night.
So y'all are being heard by lots of Americans, other than the ones that are dedicated and out here every night. I'm gonna let Tammy say goodbye before Greta gets us.
Okay.
All right, Matt. Well, we will hear you at the anthem. It is good to hear from you, Mario. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow night.
All right. See you then. God bless you guys.
All right. God bless you, Patriots. Keep your heads up.
God bless you, Patriots.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Good night.
All right.